everybody, I'm Bill Sanders, and this is WatchArtSci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to review Junior's collection, and it's a favorite of mine. The reason it's a favorite are a number of things. First of all, he's got a nice variety of watches. They're not all the same kind of watches. Not only do they have a variety of brands, but there's a variety of types. On top of that, Scott, one grand prize winner, the Grand Prix de Horologie de Genève prize winner, and then he's got two really very interesting watches by independent watchmakers. So let's take a look at Junior's collection. Now we're going to start with the first four is the Nomos Ludwig Champagner. I I like the color combination on this. The sort of the creamy white dial and the red Roman numerals on it. It's just a nice, smooth looking watch. I like it. It's this version of Nomos may have been before they started having their in-house movement, but it is clearly a Nomos in terms of its style and everything else, and it's a wonderful watch no matter what's sticking on the thing. The second one is the Omega Globemaster Annual Calendar, and here's another watch that I like, and the reason I like it is it's not like so many other Omegas that we see that collectors have. Collectors like the Speedmaster and the Seamaster, with good reason, I might add. Those are a couple great watches. But I also like to see some of the other Omegas, and the Globemaster Annual Calendar is one I really like, and it's got the calendar dates surrounding the dial, and it's a nice looking watch, really interesting looking watch. At the bottom there, you got the Rangeman, Casio Rangeman G-Shock. Great sports watch. I mean, this is one you can really take out and you can play rugby in that watch, I think. That's the famous Casio G-Shock. In this case, the model is called the Rangeman. Now, his diver watch is a Seiko Patty. And the Seiko Patty is, you'll see a Seiko Patty along with five other watches that look just the same in a collection. The thing I like about this in Junior's collection, it's the only one. I mean, there are not a lot of other ones that look something like this. There's that oftentimes you'll see everything from a Steinhardt to a Rolex, in terms of divers watches. And this is the Patty is a wonderful watch, and I know a lot of Patty owners and they swear by them. They're just great, solid watches, and for divers watch in your collection, it's a great one. But you don't need 5 or 6 of them. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, now we get into some high horology here. First of all, you have the Tudor Pelagos. It won the 2015 Sports Watch Prize at the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève, and it's a nice watch. It's a very nice watch. Yeah, some people are going to say, well, it's sort of like that Seiko Patty, but it's not. It's one of those watches that I think it's a good chronometer, sort of like it's a sports watch. It won the Sports Watch Prize. Okay, now on the bottom there are two Spique Marin watches, and this is by the independent watchmaker Spique Marin. It was in 2009, I think, that he came out with his own movement. It was based on one of the ETAs, but so many in-house movements now sort of owe some kind of obligation to that, either that or one of the Seiko movements. But this one is a little different. I'll tell you why. In 2012, he entered one of his watches in the Grand Prix de Horology, and it was in the complicated watch category. Now, the complicated watch category meant you're going up against some heavy competition there. I mean, not this isn't your lightweights in the complicated watch. This is your heavyweights. Now, he didn't win, but he made the cut. And so he was one of the finalists in the complicated watch competition. So it's not just this guy's not just making ETAs, sort of renamed. When he was using ETAs, his watches reminded me a lot of Richard Harbering's watch. Yes, he had some ETAs in it, but they were so highly modified that they weren't quite ETAs anymore. Okay, it's sort of like they're really very much modified. And then, of course, he went on and had his own movement. And this watch has a lot of interesting things about it. Both of them do, the Spirit and the Piccadilly. It looks like there's a spade on the end of the hand, and that's one of the on the hour hand has those little spades. I think that's very cool. It's got a white one and a black one there. Moving ahead, I shall say, he's got a new series. I don't know if it's a watch in a series. It's called the Serpent, and the Serpent has these little sneaky looking. I think it's a second hand. Cool looking watch. Just this guy's design is really something. But he's not just a designer in terms of the way it looks. He's a designer in terms of making the movement and so forth. So, where do you go with a with a collection like this? To me, first of all, Junior doesn't need a lot of advice from me. In fact, he doesn't need any, because I think he's got this well in hand. If I were going to add something to it, I'm not sure exactly what I would add. I think I would probably add something with a metal bracelet. And what I would add would be something like a Parmigiani with a nice bracelet. Now, not one of the real super expensive ones, but one of the more affordable ones. I think that's one of those watches that have some very good buys on them. Forgot the name of the exact model. Or even a little Rolex with a metal band may not be a bad idea. A little date just, or let me see. Those would be about the only ones. Now he does have the Tudor Pelagos. It does have the metal band. I was thinking of something a little dressier than the Pelagos with a metal band. But when you look at this collection, it's not a huge collection, but it is a very, very well chosen collection. He's got good choices there. Okay, well, let's hear what you think now. And also, too, you might be able to get some ideas for your own collection. Watches like the Spiek Marin, take a look at some of these independents. Harboring, too, is one I've talked about a long time. And any of the others that you like, too. But the big thing is that look at this collection as a whole and see how the selection of the watches is in terms of a variety, not just the same watch, 5 or 6 times, but rather each one having a unique place. The only overcrowding, I guess, if you want to call it that, would be with the Spiek Marin, but that's not a bad thing. Okay. All right, this has been Bill Sanders for WatchArtSci, the art and science of watch collection. This is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. It's an invitation. And remember, I want to hear from you, and I'll see you on Friday for our regular video on watches.